get it confused. Dean's not saying he's not training people to finish, not training people to dominate. He's saying in the past, remember Greg Jackson in the Jackson camp was getting crap for training guys to point fight and training guys to have this great strategy in a win close fight and play it close. That's not what he's saying. What he's saying is he's training guys to be professional mixed martial artists, to have a high skill set, a high fight IQ, to be able to adjust, be able to listen to your coaches and understand what they're saying, to be well conditioned, in shape, ready to roll, and yes, finish, yes, submit, yes, knock out, yes, hurt, but also have a game plan and strategy, and also have audibles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Did I expect him to punch me? No. We trained on him trying to shoot. Me stop him, stuff him, and really him punching a lot wasn't in the game plan. But what happened? When he threw those punches, landed those punches, because I have a chin, I can take a hit or two. Then we went into the other categories that we worked in past camps. You throw that left hand, I got pretty good damn hand-eye coordination. I'm about to slip and rip. And that's just when you know you put in the hours and the time. You have good people around you, good training partners, coaches, and just that. I felt like, Dan, you guys had me so ready. I was so confident. I didn't get nervous at the face-off, the weigh-in all week. I was nervous that I wasn't nervous. And that is a surreal feeling to know you that prepared to go out there and just, do your deal.
So, and also, too, I want to clarify what you just said about what I'm saying, because I had the conversation today with Thiago Moises. He was the RFA lightweight champion who just lost it, and I watched this fight, and he didn't fight a great fight. He fought hesitant. He fought a little slow, and he just fought the fight, and I had a conversation with him today, and I said, listen, you're fighting that fight because you train to fight. I said, you don't train to fight, you train to finish. Fighting is something that happens while you're attempting to finish. And that's what I'm saying. So like, I train guys to finish fights, not to entertain, but to finish. And, obviously in order to do that, you have to obviously be defensively responsible for yourself and focus on ways to get to that finish, which is what we would call the fight. But you're absolutely right. Like, I'm not saying I'm trying to point fight and eke out decisions. What I'm saying is I'm training guys to finish fights as easily as possible with taking the minimal amount of damage as possible. And if it looks good, it looks good. But if not, listen, we getting you out of there.
Yeah, and I'm glad you clarified that, Dan, because what's going to happen is people are going to hear you saying, I'm not telling people to be excited for the fans. I'm trying to teach them how to win. Everybody's going to take that as you telling people to point fight and play it safe. Yeah, finishing, I remember one time we were doing a drill, and it's something that you adopted after the Kelvin Gastelum fight. You said, shoot the shot, get the takedown, pass the guard, ground the pound all the way to the finish. Now, for you guys that are drillers and fighters in martial arts, that takes a very long time. It's not just all 1, 2, 3 shot, back up, penetrate down, back up, take them down, back up. Maybe ground the pound a little bit, but then back up. When you have to go all the way to the finish on every single move, it's mentally draining, it's taxing, but it does program you to go all the way to the finish. My guy Demetrius Johnson does it. That's why he fights that way. That's why when I was fighting Stephen Thompson and I hurt him, even in hindsight, it's 2020. Maybe I shouldn't went for the guillotine. Maybe I should have punched him, but I was so trained and so prepared to going all the way to the finish. When I hit him, drop him, kneed him, punched him, seeing his neck, grab his neck, go for the choke. It's just training. Very similar to, the conversation we had, Dean, about Jerry Rice.
Yeah,
Jerry Rice said, we're on the 5-yard line. I go a 5 and out on 10. I run it 90 yards, run it back. He said, people in practice used to hate me. But I got used to running every route. Every time I touch the ball, I don't care if we're on the 10, 15, 55 goal line, I'm running it in the end zone. So I get myself used to it. He said, that way, in the fourth quarter, in overtime, triple overtime, I know I can make that move. I know I can make that catch. Nobody's going to be in better shape than me. And he said, time slowed down for me. And the ball was coming in there. He said it was so slow. Time slowed down for me. That's what we see when Roy Jones Jr. fight. That's what we see Anderson Silva in his prime. That's how I felt when he threw that left hand. I counted. It came so slow. That's off of ridiculous repetition drilling over and over and over again and training almost like a robot and then putting the lube the WD-40 on it, and then
Yeah.
being fresh, and then having style with it. But you got to
Yeah.
train like a robot first, build those muscle memories, program your mind, body, and your brain and your spirit to do it. Then you can put swag on it. All these young fighters, yeah, I just want to be cool, shadow box on these mirrors and hit pass and do the fun stuff. Yeah, I don't want to get in there and do the stuff. You think having Jakao on my back, freaking with a freaking body triangle, that's freaking super duper strong, fighting him off my neck over and over and over and over and over. You think that was fun? No.
Oh,
And I didn't
I
even get
know
into
it
that
wasn't.
position.
It's
I
funny
didn't even
because
get
like
into that position.
I know that wasn't fun, and I was like the part of the training. I was just like, man, I know this has got to be so annoying, and this got to suck, but it has to
But
be
I'm like,
just
to do it again. Let's do
yeah,
10 more. Let's
yeah,
do a couple more. Let's do this side. Because at the end of the day, I just knew, man. I just knew if I was in shape, if my conditioning was on point, if I was confident, I had the proper skills, the mindset. I'm used to these 5 rounds, man. And people are always gonna have something to say. First, I had too much muscles, right?
hmm
And I was gonna gas out. Now this is my third 5 round fight, which I've yet to gas out yet. Now they go to something different. Oh, he was
yeah,
born. Next time it's gonna be, oh man, he finished him too quick. If he
yeah,
hadn't
yeah, yeah.
finished him,
I want my money back. He knocked the guy out too
yeah.
quick.
Oh, if he wouldn't have kicked Carlos Condit in the leg, Carlos Condit was going to come back and beat him. Oh, he knocked Robbie Lawler off. He caught him with a lucky shot. Oh, Stephen Thompson, yeah, but he was backing up against the cage and da. It's always going to be something, people. You guys, like, this is the thing. I'm glad I know who I am, whose I am, what I'm here for, my mission in this sport. I'm glad I'm confident in my training, my coaches, my skill set. And I know I'm the best welterweight ever. I used to didn't know that. Like, they used to tell me, man, you can be the best, you can be the best. Then finally, once I got the belt, I'm like, I'm the best in the world. Why can't I be the best ever? The best welterweight that ever fucking fought in the octagon. Why can't I be that? Right now, I really feel like I'm that guy. The best welterweight on planet Earth that has a heartbeat and blood going through his veins. I feel like I'm that guy. So when you walk in the octagon that way, the boos don't make a difference to you because most of what I'm doing, inside, outside the cage, what I stand for, is going to be appreciated later. Same way
Yeah,
it was with Muhammad Ali. Let me preface that because some people will be like, "Oh, this dude compared himself to Muhammad Ali." No, I'm just making a reference. Many people didn't like Muhammad Ali at the time. We love him now, but if you were around during that time when my mom and my grandfather was promoting Cassius Clay, they hated him. They all wanted to see him lose. You know what I
I could
mean?
imagine
So
that. Yeah,
yeah.
I could see that. I could see that. So, has any fighter, like fighter that that has an important an opinion that you might value, reached out and talked to you about the fight or whatever?
Endless fighters. Jake Shields, who dominated Damian Maia. Truck Gordon reached out. All the fighters that I won't mention all their names because some of them said some things that I know they don't have the confidence to say that I would say. They was like, oh man, because they thought I was. And for the record, guys, you guys that watch the Ariel Hawani show, and I kind of masked off. I was not finna drop no goddamn whatever. So everybody hit me up being like, oh, I got this, and this. They trying to give me all this information, which I didn't really need. I just felt like, I respect Dana, I respect the organization, and I just need that same respect. So that's kind of where I was at. I was a little pissed off. So, I said some stuff I probably shouldn't have said, but I did say a lot of stuff I should have said, though. I did say a lot of stuff that was true, a lot of stuff that had merit and facts behind it. So there's a lot of fighters. Man, you had a phenomenal fight. It was very skilled. It was very tactical. I love the fight. I don't know what the fans are saying. Why are they bringing these stats up? Why don't they bring this fact that this, and that? Oh, man, I don't know what they're saying. And a lot of people were upset with Dana. A lot of fighters, a lot of fans, a lot of friends. 90% of the people were upset the way that he communicated because obviously, Dana has, he has multi-million, people that are listening to him platform, not only through his personal social media, but the UFC social media. And then his channel of friends and family and celebrities that are going to piggyback and ride with whatever he says. That's just a very, very bold statement that he said. And, as I said before, I'm not going to share the conversation we had, but we did speak on the phone. We talked. Everything wasn't at a temperature of 50 degrees. Some of it was at 100. But at the end of the day, I appreciate him calling me and talking to me as a man and us having a conversation, uncomfortable, comfortable. And at the end of it, I was comfortable with the way that the conversation ended.
So Tyron, it was obviously a very eventful week. A lot has happened, but we put that behind us and we start looking towards the future. What do you have coming up next?
Before we even get to that, Dean, 1 year, man, 1 year, 4 title fights, capture the title in 3 defenses. Pat on your back, brother. Pat on your
My
back.
back, your back.
Hey, I was out there, but I've been out there for a while. I mean, you and Duke got together, and it's the first time. A lot of people don't know this about me. You helped me out when you could, but I really had no full-time coach. I was coaching myself for the bulk of my career, and Kelvin Gastelum fight was the first time you and Duke were collectively together to make me, to have an actual professional camp, and everything is history since then. So shout out to you guys for that. What I have next is, man, obviously I got to figure out what I'm going to do about my shoulder. I get a second opinion tomorrow. I drive up to Columbia, Missouri to get a third opinion. I'm going to send my MRIs out to some leaders in the field, some guys that have some very, very high-profile doctors, buying some very expensive rehab equipment just to make sure I get myself back in there because, people want this belt and they ain't getting it. So that's my next move. I do have one movie that I'm going to do. I got to turn down a few other ones. I got one movie that's got a lot of freaking big-name actors in there. Terrence Howard is written by RZA from the Wu-Tang. So I'm going to shoot that one movie. Then I'm going to get, if I decide that, that I need surgery, I'm going to do it after that. So that's coming up. But other than that, man, just moving and shaking, spending time with the family, going to some football practices. I haven't been home in a while. I'm going to take a trip for myself here fairly soon just to reconnect, get my mind clear, and then, do some stuff on Fox. That's probably it. And let the deck shuffle a little bit more in the welterweight division. Let some of these guys fight each other. I'll sit back and watch. And when a clear number one contender emerge, I'm that one guy that's still fighting number one contender. So I guess that's what I'll be doing after that.